Good day, I'm Lebogang Moeketsi. Union AMCU says it expects more protests over possible retrenchments at Anglo Platinum. The company announced restructuring plans this week, which could see 14,000 employees lose their jobs. AMCU's Joseph Matunjwa says he's planning a mass meeting with his members to discuss a way to counter the mining company's decision. Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi has announced the majority of the 118 vacant hospital chief executive positions have been filled and will become effective from next month. The vacant posts came about with the launch of the National Health Insurance Project, which changed the required minimum qualifications for hospital managers. Barry Bateman has the details.
Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi has announced today that the majority of hospital chief executive positions across the country have been filled. Now, there were 118 posts that became vacant with the introduction of the National Health Insurance Program. So he has managed to fill 102 of the posts. There are another 16 that they're still headhunting for. The four main hospitals in Gauteng, those positions have been filled. Barry Bateman, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
Correctional Services has disputed reports of violence and intimidation of journalists by warders at the Groenpunt prison in the Free State. Several newspaper journalists claim they were treated badly during a visit by Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Correctional Services after they captured images of an assault by a prisoner by warders. The journalists were ordered to delete all the footage from their cameras and they were body searched. The Portfolio Committee's Vincent Smith says the journalists didn't follow proper procedure. Algerian forces have surrounded a gas plant in southeast Algeria where Islamist militants have taken 41 foreigners hostage. They're demanding that France halts its military intervention in neighboring Mali in exchange for keeping the hostages safe. And Europe, Japan and India have joined the United States in grounding the Boeing 787. It comes a day after a second incident involving battery failure caused one of the Dreamliner passenger jets to make an emergency landing. This report from CNN.
Not taking any chances, Japan's two biggest airlines, All Nippon Airways and Japan Airlines, have now grounded their entire fleets of Boeing 787 Dreamliners. There's been a string of problems with the Dreamliner in recent weeks, and with 800 of these aircraft still on order from airlines around the world, many will be watching for the outcome of the investigations very closely.
Mashudu Masuta has the latest business news.
Thanks, Lebogang. Pretoria Portland Cement CEO Keso Gordon has reportedly said the company may increase cement production in South Africa by about 4% this year. South African cement sales fell by 3.8% in the third quarter of last year as widespread strikes and slower economic growth sapped demand. He's told Bloomberg that an oversupply of cement, partly caused by new entrants, will affect the market in the first quarter of next year. Gordon took office on Tuesday after replacing Paul Staver, who resigned as part of a succession plan announced in October. And the Reuters Econometer survey of 21 economists expects interest rates in South Africa to remain steady at a decade low of 5%. This before increasing it to 5.5% by the end of 2014, as the South African Reserve Bank looks to curb rising inflation amid subdued economic growth. Economic growth in 2013 is seen at 2.6%, a tenth of a percent lower than the previous forecast last month. Inflation is seen averaging 5.5% next year from previous forecast of 5.39%.
Topics trending on Twitter. Stay with Eyewitness News throughout the day. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.